It's garbage day on Dissect That Film, as this week we're looking at the sequel to the 1984 slasher Silent Night, Deadly Night with Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dissect That Film, a podcast that dissects the good, the bad, and the ugly of cinema. I am your host, Brett Parker. Joining me as always, my wonderful co-host Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming.
Hello.
And joining us for the very first time in person, we have voiceover extraordinaire. He is behind the Nerd Initiative. Jeez, words are hard. And he's one of the co-hosts of one of my favorite podcasts, Be Action. We got Mickey in the house. What's up, Mickey?
Don't just watch action. Be action, right?
Exactly.
I'm good, guys. I appreciate you having me, and this is going to be a lot of fun, I think.
This is going to be a blast. We're going to have a great time with whatever the hell this movie was. Before we get started, though, Mickey, why don't you give everybody a little introduction of who you are, what you do, and where the people can find you. We'll do that at the end.
Okay. Well, my name's Mickey, movie nerd, comic book nerd. I love comic books. I love comic book characters. I'm sure that people can see I have a lot of action figures. I'm a collector. So I do a lot of this stuff with the Nerd Initiative. Play for Keeps. We talk about collectibles and toys every Monday night. Also do comic book reviews. We're real big on that. We're doing great. We have like 30 reviews every Wednesday. There's a lot of comic books. That's probably not even half of the comic books that come out on a Wednesday, but
that's about right.
Yeah. And I also do, I don't want to call, I guess I am a professional voiceover artist. I haven't really done anything of grand title yet. I've got a lot of audio dramas that me and some friends put out, and we actually have one we just did recently called the 48 hour. We do a 48-hour voiceover festival or audio drama festival where we write, record, and edit a full, audio drama on the weekend, right? Which I don't know if you guys know, but that's really hard, especially the editing part, which I also do. I like to do a lot of sound editing, video editing. So I'm still kind of spent from that. That was a few days ago, and I'm like, man, I'm still tired from that. That was a long weekend. But that's out on Spotify right now if you guys want to check that out. There you go.
Awesome. Yeah. Also, if you guys didn't know, the voice behind all of our Spooktober intros were done by this wonderful man right here, and they were all spectacular. So if you want to go back and listen to how good this guy is, go back and listen to just listen to the intros. We don't care about the episode. Just listen to the awesome intros that Mickey did. Oh man. But yeah, Be Action, what a show. Unfortunately, you have to hang out with that Dustin guy a lot. That's got to be exhausting.
I love it. I love being there. Charlie and Dustin are my buddies, man. We have a great time every like we record like every other Thursday, and it's a ball every time.
I've been on an episode, had a great time. I can't wait to be back. It's just a lot of fun. But today we're talking about, I guess this is B horror. Last year we talked about the 1984 slasher Silent Night, Deadly Night, which I feel we all were fans of.
Yes.
I think it's been a year, so it's been a while since we talked about it. But now we're like, hey, let's pick a movie to talk about for our holiday favorites, and Angela sent me her pick so fast, and so I sent the list to Mickey, and he picked this one. This was his pick out of everything we had, and so here we are. We're talking about it. I bought the Blu-ray. I was excited. Yeah, so let's talk about this movie
right now.
I do own the Blu-ray now. And so when we cover 3 next year, I got to get the Vestron Blu-ray that has 3, 4, and 5. So then I'll have every Silent Night, Deadly Night, the original series, because then there's a remake. So I think we just got to make it a thing. We got to cover a Silent Night, Deadly Night movie every year until they're done. So
and the Rankin Bass stuff. So we have both ends of it.
Yeah,
the polar opposites.
They're just automatic picks. Yeah, exactly. Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2, not 2, Part 2, because that needed to be the distinction here, was directed by Lee Harry, who I believe this was his first film, and he was literally asked by the original creators to, hey, just re-edit the first one and just add a little bit to it. Just add like little shots here and there. Pretty much what it was going to be. The entire movie was just going to be a recap of the first one with just Ricky in jail talking to the doctor. That was it. And then he was like, nah, I think I'm going to do some more. And so that's where we got the rest of the movie. He really didn't do a lot during his career. He did Street Soldiers, never heard of it. But I guess his biggest claim to fame was that he won a college film festival that was hosted by Steven Spielberg. Like that's something that he talks about on the in the behind the scenes. But yeah, this is pretty much his claim to fame. And it's kind of sad because this dude had a lot of passion as a director, and it's just like, oh yeah, you did that really bad sequel. Yeah.
You got to start somewhere, dude.
Hope you had a good career.
That's not even fair, dude. Like, how many actors and stuff? I know it's not just directors, or even directors that start out with some less than desirable or what would be considered shitty movies and went on to great things. So that's not even fair.
Oh, I agree. I don't think that one movie should destroy your career, especially when you're just doing what you're told.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like you're just trying to get your foot in the door, and they're just like, "All right, well, do this for us." And he was big into his thing was editing. Like he was a very good editor. So he was like, "Oh, that would be fun. I'm just going to re-edit a movie." He said he was a fan of it. He also the first thing he talked about was the fact he's like, "I understand why people were mad about the first one." He's like, "Kids, imagine just seeing this, you're walking by and your kids see this, and it's like a killer Santa. It's like, it's going to scar your kid for life." And I was like, you're selling it, man. I wonder if this is another reason why you didn't get anything else. You're not selling your movie, man. The story was by Lee Harry, Joseph Earl, Dennis Patterson, and Lawrence Applebaum. It stars Eric Freeman as Ricky Chapman at 18, Daryl Gilbo as Ricky Chapman at 15. This actor was actually 4 years older than Eric Freeman, who played the oldest version of Ricky.
Okay.
I remember seeing him in the movie going, why did they cast a different guy for a younger age? They look the same age. He's supposed to be 15. And then there was Brian Michael Henley as Ricky at 10. We have James L. Newman as Dr. Henry Bloom, Elizabeth Catan as Jennifer Statson. Lillian Chavin was just archival footage from the first one, who played Mother Superior. I'm just trying to look at, there's a lot of cast in this for some reason, and it's like, who do I want to talk about?
None of them.
Well,
that's whatever.
Well, they give us everyone that's in this, even just kids, just random kids. Not going through all that, but they also give you the credits for all of everyone who was in the first one, because most of this movie is the first movie. So there we go. I think that's about it. So yeah, so this was really not a lot to talk about when it comes to behind the scenes of this. It was, as I stated, not that long ago, is the fact that this was just supposed to be kind of a edited, a weird edited version of the first one, which it pretty much is. But the director just decided to add some of his own things. He even
which is good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it made it, I guess, somewhat of a movie, instead of, hey, let's just watch the first one again and then that's it. It's so weird. So Eric Freeman was not the first choice to play Ricky. There was actually another actor. I didn't find a name for that other actor, but I guess he was better in the acting category, but they liked Eric Freeman's look, so they cast him instead. So,
and thank God they did.
Right, because we wouldn't.
Yoked. He was huge.
Oh, he was so yoked, man. He was jacked.
jacked as fuck, dude. He's built like a brick shit house.
Yeah, I remember seeing clips of this movie and not realizing it, and then watching it. I was like, oh my goodness. This man, like when he picks up the one guy with one arm, I was like, I believe he could actually do that.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any it wasn't like the first one where they clearly had a line behind the dude when he like lifts him up with one arm. Love it. It's my favorite scene from the first one. It was released April 10th, 1987 at 88 minutes. Whew. Thank goodness for that.
Breeze.
The budget was $250,000 and made $154,323. So it couldn't even make its budget back on a $250,000 budget. Yikes.
Super oof.
But yeah, we got a sequel. So 2 years later, we got Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, Better Watch Out with Bill Moseley.
No,
Bill Moseley.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. I guess we could talk about the plot and then just kind of talk about some minor things that I found out about the making of this movie that just was like, I guess it's important, but not really.
Why is that a tag? Did I miss something in this movie? Condom is a tag. Look at this. But plot summary
is a
tag?
See,
yes, I see it.
Yes.
Okay.
On IMDb, when you scroll down, it's like obviously garbage day is like the number one plot keyword, but then condom is the second one. When did this happen? Did I miss something?
2 people found it helpful.
2 people found condoms helpful,
Wow.
which is good. Hopefully it's more than 2 people, but it's good to know it's helping.
So this has a 3.9% or 3.9 out of 10 on IMDb. It has a 22% on Rotten Tomatoes. We don't usually talk about this, but I just have to mention it. Yeah, it's just not. It's pretty much a cult classic now because of the Garbage Day meme, and that's about it. Like that meme alone is what keeps this movie alive, because everything else is just nonsense and forgettable.
There's some cool kills too.
There are some cool kills, but I feel like they're just so overshadowed by the Garbage Day meme.
Yeah, they are.
People just like, oh yeah, do you remember that? No, Garbage Day. That's it, right? Like that. It's so like even people who've never seen this movie know what that is.
Yeah.
That's why I booked it.
Oh, so Mickey, we talked a little bit before we started. Have you seen this movie before?
I have not.
Okay.
And I hadn't seen the first one either, so I was super stoked to get a full recap. I think it's better to watch it that way because you just get a shortened version of one, and then you get the continuation or whatever of his little brother. So I was like, I think this worked out well for me, right?
Yeah, that helped him out. It's good.
Yeah.
Because I could imagine if I had already seen Silent Night, Deadly Night 1, I would be like, what the hell? Why am I watching this movie again?
Yes. Imagine how I felt.
Pretty sure that's what
in the end, it helped me though. I was like, I actually like this movie, but I think it's because I hadn't seen one.
Oh man,
there you go.
I can't wait to actually get into the plot to like just be like, what? Huh? What? How? It was just
this is much more of like a dark comedy for me than anything else because I laughed more than anything else.
Oh yeah.
Just Eric Freeman's acting alone.
Oh man,
made me laugh a lot.
It's so good.
It's so good because it's so bad.
Yes, exactly.
You're just like, this dude went 110% the whole time, did not care. Like they were giving him direction like, okay, just bring it down a little bit. It's like, fuck off. I'm doing it the same way for every line read. I don't care.
Dude, this guy.
Red car?
That was great.
Dude, he's got so many lines in this. There's 2 where we stopped and rewound because I needed to know what he said a second time. I don't remember what the first one was.
No, it was the guys coming down the hill. The sled. Sledding.
What was it? What was his brother's name?
Billy.
Billy.
It's like Billy doesn't like boys. I was like, he didn't say boys, did he? And it's like bullies. It's like, whoa, this completely changes the context to what the fuck's going on here.
And then later he thought he said moo.
It's when he jumps out behind. Listen, fuck it.
Oh,
it's when he jumps out from behind Mother Superior. I swear to God, he said moo. I was like, why? He's not a cow. What's the context? And we rewound. He says boo. I'm like, wrong holiday.
Yeah, this is
Ricky,
Halloween.
wrong holiday, please. He'd be better off saying gobble gobble. It would have been closer.
No, that's Jennifer Lopez's line. Have you guys seen this movie before?
No.
I've watched the.
I only knew about the meme.
Yeah.
I've only watched the kill count. That was the only thing that I had ever seen that had anything to do with this movie. But
I've going raw, dude.
Oh yeah, it's
forget the condom.
Raw. Forget the condom. It's going in raw, baby.
Yeah.
No lube. No lube. Lube is for losers.
That's right, dude.
And we're not losers here.
In a world that has been completely divided for so long, two movie fans have decided to unite for the people and the betterment of mankind. One, an action movie buff. The other, a horror movie fanatic. Together, they will try to bridge the gap of both genres into one podcast with their battle cry, "Give me back my action and horror movies." Listen along as Charlie and Nate alternate each week talking about action and horror movies they cherish, mostly from the VHS era. Also, including some modern examples that felt like the movies they grew up with by answering the battle cry, "Give me back my action and horror movies." Available wherever you listen to podcasts. Look them up on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, well, let's just hop into the plot then, or whatever they consider a plot.
Out as much as we can.
Oh,
dude,
trust
please.
me, I rewrote some notes from the flashbacks.
Please, why? You just don't
like-
watch the last episode.
We're gonna go through the part 1 again.
Yeah, I didn't do the whole thing. All right, it's time to talk about the plot of Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2. So here we go. Are you ready?
Yes.
It is time to dissect that film. So the movie starts with credits and some really somber music that just doesn't feel right for this movie we're about to get. We then get this long, like, just mind games between Ricky and the orderly, who's like trying to set up the recording device, and they're just staring at each other constantly, making faces.
So awkward.
Just super intense.
I thought the orderly was a mute.
I was like, "Can you not talk?"
And then we meet the doctor. Dr. What's his name? Bloom.
Bloom, yeah.
And he wants to have a conversation with Ricky about the events of when he was like 10 years old and he watched his brother murder a bunch of people.
And somehow younger.
Listen,
Wait, yeah, when he was a baby.
As a baby, I recall.
The fact that he knows all of these facts. Okay, dude, your memory is the best. Because the fact that you remember the attack on your parents, wild. You were literally a baby. And, like, fresh from the womb. Like, let's relax, Ricky.
Billy told me.
I saw it all.
Of it. Yeah. I
I
remember the smell of the gunpowder. Sure you do.
Oh, so, yeah, I love his whole thing where he's just like, okay, Ricky, it's time to talk. He's like, fuck off, Doc.
Yes. Take it to the man.
So yeah, he brings him back. It's December 24th, and Santa Claus killed his parents, and somehow he remembers the events. We then get a flashback to the opening of the original, and yeah, again, all right, sure. Literally, it's not even the fact it's just like, you know, when you watch like a TV show and then you go to the next episode, it's like previously on whatever, and then it just gives you like, yeah. It gives you like little clips. No, this is giving you entire scenes from the first movie, like from beginning to end of an entire scene. It's like, what? This is still going? Like we couldn't have, like we had to see Billy talking to his mom about Santa. The good thing is we didn't have to meet creepy grandpa from the first one.
I was surprised.
You know, Mickey didn't get to see creepy grandpa. That if you really want to, I mean, it is a treat to see him. You'll have to see the original. But yeah, it's just weird.
Who's the guy that plays? I can't think of his character in Blade.
Whistler. Oh, Chris
he's like Chris Christopherson. He's like even a weirder, more decrepit Chris Christopherson from Blade. It's
Yes.
really fucking weird.
It was like
dude. It's
Blade
super
was,
weird.
or it was like Whistler was in a retirement home.
Yeah.
And he's like, Billy, beware of Santa.
Like it wasn't
Like,
the vampires all along. It was Santa. That was the problem.
Santa and his evil elves.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we then get more flashbacks of him at the orphanage, and it's not like it's not just let's shoot this scene again, but with different act. Nope, it's just from the first movie. It's just taking it again. Yep. This poor boy, this actor, he looked terrified the entire time. He's just, yes, Mother Superior. Yes, Mother Superior. We see, he does the naughty drawing. He sees the two people having sex really loud, which, yeah, it's literally an orphanage with a bunch of nuns. It's like, maybe you should be quiet. Instead, you're like, oh, or it's like, no wonder she fucking caught you.
They were in the throes of passion.
I guess. Go
Naughty.
fuck somewhere else. Jesus.
Naughty.
And I just want to iterate that Billy gets in trouble because of the other nun, Sister Margaret. So fuck you, Sister Margaret. She's like, you can come outside and play. He's like, won't I get in trouble? No, it's fine. And then Mother Superior comes out with the belt. Like, who said you could come outside? And Sister Margaret just sits there like, I did.
You're on your own, Billy.
Yeah, sorry. Oh,
Cartoonish levels, I swear.
So then we're back with adult Ricky and Dr. Bloom, and you find out Dr. Bloom is his 13th shrink. So they've had a hard time trying to crack that nut.
Baker's dozen.
Baker's dozen. Yes.
Yeah, Dr. Bloom. Yeah, we get the Baker's dozen, or Dr. Bloom goes, ooh, my lucky number. I'm like, ooh, probably not the best lucky number, especially with what happens to you later, pal.
Why did I think of the Hobbit during this? It's like, Bilbo, we'd like you to be the 14th, because they have 13 dwarves, and him, or 12 plus the him. Yeah, got to have one more. So it's 14.
Okay.
13 is an unlucky number. Sorry.
But then Ricky's like, I don't sleep. He's like,
yeah, that's a terrible. I don't sleep.
It's like, okay,
Sure.
well, if you're gonna try to play that off, can you at least make him look a little tired? This man looks like he is coked up the entire time. He's like, fuck, I don't have bags under my eyes because I don't blink. I'm fine.
No,
Whoa.
he's too busy working out his eyebrows.
Oh, that's true. That's
That's
working out.
fine.
That's getting rid of the circles under his eyes.
Just know this dude was not like tweaked on steroids. He had to be, dude.
Oh man.
Oh, that's true. That's true. He was on the juice.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh. So yeah, we're back to the orphanage. Billy's tied to the bed. He's getting forced to sit on Santa's lap. I'm like, this is torture, man. Then we're at the toy store. Billy getting his job and killing. I love that we got to see that kill again. I love the kill on the rapist.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry,
but if you're talking about the rapist, not the therapist, right? You're not just making a joke.
No, because he's not dead yet. No. No. When the girl that he likes is getting assaulted by the dude who works there, and then he literally picks him up with one arm, and it's just like, ugh. And then she gets mad at him for killing him. Like, okay, well, it could have been worse. I could have just stood at the door and then been like, okay, see ya. Yeah.
Looks like y'all are having fun. I'll see you later.
We then, we get the killing spree flashback. We get Linnea Quigley's kill, which is iconic.
The axe throw.
Yes.
So deflated.
Man. Yeah.
I really wanted that axe throw to take her the fuck out, but it's just I like it because it looks good. Like his performance of the throw looks great. I just pissed it didn't kill anybody.
Yeah, I mean the antler kill is cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Yes.
Yeah. We don't get to see a lot of like the extreme gore in this movie because I guess the director wasn't a fan of it. He's like, I want to make this with the least amount of gore as possible. So a lot of
That
like,
makes sense.
we still get the boobs and stuff, which I think the one in the beginning with the mom, they kind of shot, they edited around it so you don't see hers because in the first one you do. Like it's like blatant, like it rips her shirt open. It's like, all right, here's the camera. With this one, it was like, okay, cut around it. But Linnea, of course, Linnea Quigley is always naked, so it's hard to edit around her. I'm not mad about it.
She goes upstairs with no shirt on.
I like how she puts her shorts on.
Like, put a shirt on. You're already covered.
She's like, wait a second, I gotta put my shorts on, but I'm gonna go open this door up. getting my cat with my tits hanging out.
Like wide ass open too, not crack the door, just like
Yeah.
boom.
Oh, so we're back in the room, the interview room, and my favorite. I had to write the slide down because it's hilarious. This is, I guess we're just jerking off here. Not jerking each other off. It's jerking off here. And I just went, okay, Ricky, blink, because they zoom in on his face and this motherfucker don't blink. He is just staring into our souls. I felt like he was going to come through the TV and attack me.
He's in character acting.
He sure is. He is in character with some help from some friends. It's white powder, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, we get the whole thing with the Santa that gets shot. And he's like, he was deaf. He was a deaf priest. It's like, okay. And then this cop just is able to go on with his day. He's like, all right, I'm going to go check the basement. I'm going to go check the
listen, I told you I'm sorry. I feel bad. Like, oh, yes, I'm sure you fucking do.
Oh, God. And, the cop gets killed. Ricky watches Billy die.
Don't worry, Santa's dead.
Yep. Naughty. Credit. But the kid is the older guy. Does his voice. I was like, wait a minute, that's not that kid's voice. Naughty. I was like, wait, what?
Like, that's not who that is.
Did you remind people about the text messages we've been sending you at this point? We're 30 minutes in, and we're still watching the first movie.
Did I put in the wrong one?
No, I knew it wasn't. I was just like, dude,
wait a minute.
What'd you send?
I sent it into our.
I texted him personally.
Oh.
Well, fine then. I wasn't a part of that.
I'm sorry. And then I texted him again. I'm like 40 minutes, and now we're actually at the movie.
No, I sent him the what the fuck word.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh well. I will say this. This is because we literally just did Godzilla month last month, so you should check that out if you didn't. This reminded me of a Gamera movie, not the murder and the titties and antlers. But
I was gonna say, what Gamera movie is this?
No shit,
sure
right?
There's not any of that.
There was a Gamera movie, which I'm sure we'll cover eventually, Gamera versus Virus, where I swear a majority of the movie is just covering the previous 4 films.
I hate that. I really fucking hate that shit, man.
Dude, it chaps my ass so bad when they do that with stock footage.
We reviewed what did we do on B Action? Oh, Doll Man versus Demonic Toys, and that's pretty much the same thing. Like they recap Doll Man, they recap Demonic Toys, and then we finally get, Doll Man versus Demonic Toys. Kind of the same deal.
Which is the better of the versus Demonic Toys movies, because Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys is horrendous. Horrendous.
This is pretty bad, yeah.
Oh yeah, the other one is. But I like Doll Man, so I was like, oh shit, Doll Man fighting Demonic Toys, so it was cool.
Oh yeah.
I went on a whole thing where I was trying to watch all the Puppet Master movies and anything associated with Puppet Master. So like Demonic Toys. Oh man, it was
it's tough.
I had to stop because you get to a certain Puppet Master, it's like the ones from like the early 2010s where it all takes place during World War II, but it's like all looks like it was made with like $2. And it's just the story is just terrible. The only good thing about them was like the puppets themselves. Like, no. I gotta see Littlest Reich though. I heard that one was good. That's the name of the movie.
I just can't take it seriously. I fucking love that. Hitler, what are you doing? I'm just playing about Littlest Reich. I just like it's like it reminds me of like Big Wheels and Little Tykes, and like that's just I don't. Do you want to conquer most of Europe? Well, go buy your baby's Little Reich. I'm Mattel.
Mattel. Oh no. So yeah, now we're into the movie. We're into like new scenes that we have never seen before. And this is where we get
it
was 40. It literally was 40 fucking minutes.
It was. And this movie's only 88 minutes. So that means we only got 48 minutes of actually, no, that would be less than that because we had credits. So
fuck.
Yeah, the credits are pretty long in this movie. Weren't they like 12 minutes?
How?
They were trying to fill time. They're just trying to fill time.
Yeah. They're like, we need to make it 85 minutes at least.
That's why we were done early, because we didn't watch the credits.
No, we're like, oh, we're good. And she's like, we're done really early. I was like, yeah, we are.
Unless it's got a really banging song at the end, I ain't watching any credits.
Uh-uh.
Especially for this
yeah.
movie, I was not watching any credits. As soon as it went black and I saw the directed by or whatever the first credit was, I was like, okay, I'm done.
If I'm just gonna throw this out here, and I know we joked about at the beginning, if they ever remade Silent Night, Deadly Night, because fuck, we could do it again. Why not? Right? New generation to fuck up with Santa. I want like a metal version of If You Sit on My Lap Today playing at the credits. Please.
Well, if you
Please.
find that out, then you'll have to.
I would like to make this a thing and put it in the fucking movie.
you'll have to find
please.
emails
Or,
something.
Yeah, I'm old Kris Kringle. I'm the king of bitches and bling from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Just please. Covers. I'm gonna look it up. There has to be metal covers of the Reagan and Bass movies. They have to exist.
Oh, I can
Carry
tell
on.
you
There's
who
metal
to look
covers
up
of
first.
everything.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Oh Lord.
Just gonna
So
look into it.
yeah, Ricky. So he tells a story about how he got a new family. He like was like petrified of nuns. He was like literally like hanging out with his mom, and he sees the nuns, and it like he is like so scared, and his mom. And his mom's like, I don't see. Or it's like, I'm trying to talk to my friend Ricky. Stop it.
Yeah.
Then he has like a panic attack, and she finally cares. And then
At least she did care at all.
No,
I mean, it could be worse.
I actually like the fact that these parents actually care for him, and they're like nice to him. They're not
And
just
even Ricky doesn't say anything. He's like, yeah, they were fine. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't like shit on him or nothing. He's like, yeah, they're right.
But the fact that we get the scene where they like visit, I think it was Sister Margaret, but it's played by a different actress. And they go and they talk to Sister Margaret about like the situation and everything, and the dad's like, I really want to spend more time with him. I really want to like connect more. And then the next scene is like, he died. You're like, what? You're not even gonna give us anything. You're just gonna be like, oh, he's dead. And then
Listen,
the mom, and then he just leaves the mom. He's like, okay, it was fun that you were in the movie, but I gotta go.
Listen, there's no integrity in actors. I'm telling you, dude. If I was in a shitty movie, listen, if you want to hire me for a shitty movie and pay me in sandwiches, I would come back for every fucking sequel I was in.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I need you to be yourself, but dead in a casket in the 4th sequel. Like, you got it.
You got it. I'm
Get us
there.
to Subway or something. I'll be there.
Oh,
Integrity.
my goodness. So
that scene with the nuns, real quick. Like that's the first time where we see him kind of like freak out to the color red.
yeah,
Like,
because they go into that store and they see the tapestry.
It threw me off, and I was like, "Was he freaking out about it?" It was just like a red thing over. I forgot what he put it over, a toy or something. And like the mom's like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "How did she know like red was freaking him out?" Because, but at that point, I hadn't realized it till a little later. I was like, "Oh, red! This guy's like triggered by red."
I just like how she doesn't see these nuns at all. Like,
Yeah, every time she looks, they're gone.
yeah,
Like,
they like go down an alleyway.
They're
But I love
I
how
don't
they,
see anything.
I love how they shoot them though. I love it. It's just like
Dude,
slow
they
that
were
slow
creepy.
mo
I would've been-
walk,
I'm
and
like,
they're
kinda
not
scary.
talking to each other. They're just walking down the street, and then it's like, mom, look, and they're just like alleyway. Then as
Yeah.
soon as the mom's talking to the friend again, they're like out of the alleyway into the store, red tapestry. Ah!
Oh my god!
Santa's
Oh,
son.
man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is where so technically it's 5 years later after this meeting that that stepdad dies. They're at the cemetery, and I went, this guy looks the same age as the guy playing older Ricky, so I'm confused. Why did they do this?
This is before he got jacked and took steroids.
It was
Well,
like,
apparently the guy was like 24 or whatever.
yeah, he was supposed to play a 15-year-old, and the Ricky that we're talking to for the majority of the movie is supposed to be 18.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm thinking like this is an older guy, and then this is him at like 20 or something. And then I looked it up. I was like, he's supposed to be 15. Like, okay, whatever.
He just looks like a gym teacher, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That's what he strikes me like. This is just an angry ass gym teacher.
Yeah.
So God, the deliveries of these lines are so good. I'm glad I wrote
They're
some of
awesome,
them down.
dude.
It's
Yeah.
literally we're back with older Ricky and the doctor, and he's like, all right, Ricky, let it out. And Ricky just looks at him and goes, here it comes.
Yes.
Like, what is this? Like, he's just so into it, dude.
And his
Oh.
eyes are always when he says stuff like that.
He
Yeah.
makes this movie. His shitty acting makes this movie. He's so fucking sold on his own performance. It's great.
Oh, Lord. He is, again, no change in tone throughout the entire movie. Every time he speaks, it is full force. He is punching you in the face with his voice. Oh, my God. So 15-year-old Ricky is wandering through the woods, and he hears some commotion, and he realizes there's two people picnicking, and the guy's getting a little, he's like, all right, I'm gonna get some, and tries to get some, and it just goes again, turns into a full-on assault.
Yeah.
And
It's normal.
He's
That's
just
what
like, oh,
everybody
fuck,
does.
I gotta go get another beer, I'll be back. And if I was her, I'd have been like, fuck you, I'm leaving, I'm walking. But the thing is he goes to his Jeep, he gets a beer, and he's checking things out, but Ricky is just in the driver's seat and then just runs him over like 20 times.
We got to talk about that cut though, because I thought that was something that impressed me. Is the guy gets his beer, he kind of he's like in his driver's seat, and he walks around the front, and as he like passes the driver, then all of a sudden Ricky's there, and I was like, dude, that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
that was a good cut.
And I do like that that instead of it being close up, we get a shot from her point of view watching it happen.
Oh yeah.
And so it's just like it just doesn't stop. You're like, okay, but you expect the girl to react like the girl from the first one, where she's like, "You killed him," and then he kills her. No, she literally looks at him, and goes, "Thanks," and walks away. And I went, "Oh my God!" All right, good job, Ricky.
That's when he realized his vigilanteism or whatever was like acceptable. Like he's like, I've helped this woman.
Oh yeah,
I'm like the Punisher, but with a YJ Jeep. I don't know.
But that wasn't even his Jeep. That was the dude's Jeep.
Yeah.
Did
I
y'all
know.
think for a second though that he was going to do something to her? It kind of felt like that to me. I was like,
yeah.
He kind of thought about it. If I felt like, because he took a step forward, and then
he seems slightly less crazy than his brother. Yeah. But like as far as just randomly killing people, anyway.
No, because we haven't gone to crazy Ricky point.
Never mind. Yeah, he hasn't fully gone over.
But also,
I take that back.
He has because Billy used to do the naughty thing before he would kill somebody. Ricky does the same thing. He has to say it before he kills people.
I don't know why.
Because they're naughty.
Well, I mean, I don't understand it. Like every fucking kid at the end of the first one should have been the same damn way. They had to hang out with that old crotchety broad. I mean, they probably did the same shit to those kids. Why is there like 50 million evil Santa people there?
Because his parents got killed by a Santa.
They just saw two Santas get wasted in the first movie.
So that means Ricky saw three. They saw Santa kill his parents, and then he watched two Santas die. Like a lot of fucked up shit going on with Santa. So yeah, then we get the whole thing where Ricky asks the doctor about does he have any kids? He says no, and you find out his wife died. Not that we need any of this information. Then we see Ricky has gotten a job, and now we're at the current Ricky. We're at the oldest Ricky here. He's like a busboy at a restaurant, and he goes to the back to like put trash out, and which is like foreshadowing for what we're about to see later. And he sees like a deal going wrong. Like a guy owes this other guy money, and the dude's trying to get it out of him. And Ricky goes up and literally fucks this dude up, man. He picks him up with one arm,
dude, and
then he lets him down, and then he grabs an umbrella and shoves it through his chest, and then opens it out the other end, and it's just blood like raining down from the umbrella. I was like, that was cool.
Yeah,
epic.
Yeah, that was
very creative. Oh, I love that it rains right after too. Like after he does the attack, pours. Perfect.
He's got an umbrella protecting his dead body.
I'm just waiting for like the Resident Evil music to kick in. It's just
yeah.
I am Alice.
No, please
like,
don't.
No, stop! Don't do that.
This is Alice's dad.
Oh no! No, God, no. I don't know what the hell this means. Oh, close shot of Ricky in the dock in the background. I don't know what that means, but I wrote it. But they talk about Jennifer. He like, hey, so let's talk about it. He's like, I don't want to talk about her. And then he talks about her. I love when people do that. I don't want to talk about it. Let me talk about it. I'm going to talk about it in detail too. And it's the whole thing where he's got a motorcycle. He's riding around. And then he gets, she like backs into him with her car. And I love the awkward, like he falls off and he's just like, oh, whoa. And then he sees her and he's like, because he's got that, like his eyebrows are emoting very heavily. So they're like, he's like super angry. And then he looks at her and he's like, oh.
She drives like Pontiac Sunfire GT.
I was like, ooh, what a meet cute that was.
Cute Dreamweaver.
Oh, then we get an awkward sex scene, which I guess was the first scene shot for the movie.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Of course.
And
I heard they cut a lot off of that too.
Like they sure did. Yeah. So Eric Freeman literally stated like he was so nervous about doing the scene that he literally just took like 5 or 6 shots before actually filming. I some sort of hard.
Yeah. It was a cocktail.
There was many different cocktails being consumed, I guess. Yeah. Oh man. But you don't really see a lot though. It's like like I said, it's an awkward one. You're like, is this supposed to be hot? Like, I don't know what's happening. It's a lot of rubbing.
Just looks like sandwiching.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very awkward. They like do this weird they do this weird thing where it's like, we're gonna show you her ass, but in the weirdest angle possible. And you're like, okay, sure. Why not? Then we're at the movie theater. And this is where we get the douchebag in the back, throwing popcorn, making stupid comments. And
just when you thought we were done with part 1, another taste.
Dude,
I mean,
oh
really?
my God. Angela will tell you, I was so pissed. I was like, what in the fuck is going on? Why is the beginning of the first movie in this movie?
But you know where you said something about it is when he started talking. You didn't even see what movie was playing. He's like, what?
Yeah, and I looked, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
We are the furthest point back in the original movie now.
Well, that's the thing is Ricky goes back there and he kills in a very comedic way, which is literally he like tackles him to the floor and you just see the guy's legs like flailing around.
And popcorn.
Yeah. He then goes back to his seat and she's like, what is this movie about? And he's like, oh, it's about a killer Santa that seeks revenge. And I was like, oh God. Really? And then they show the scene and it's that scene. It's not in the flashbacks though that we get in the beginning of the movie because we don't get to see that Santa until like later. This is the robbery before he then stops the family and murders them. Just thought I'd clear that up. And while Ricky is fucking up that dude, her ex shows up and it is the weirdest conversation ever. It is like super awkward.
Ew.
That dude is so greasy.
Well, just the way they're talking to each other, I'm like, who talks like this?
Nobody.
He's like, that's not what you said to me when we in the back of the car. And I was like, what? Huh?
What is going on?
Why is this important?
Well, because we have this whole thing where Ricky's a virgin and he thinks she is too.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She wasn't a virgin.
No.
Yeah, and then the next day, Ricky and Jennifer are walking down the street and they see the guy. I can't remember what his name was. Oh, he also throws around the F slur.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this guy sucks. But yeah, he then fucking kills this guy. How did he kill this dude? With this dude?
With the battery charger.
With the battery charger, he puts it. Yeah, and it just like. I love the dummy work here. It's like frying him.
Good.
So good.
His eyes explode.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Behind his sunglasses.
The sunglasses.
That was so cool. I was like, that was awesome. Yeah.
It's a 65, 66 Mustang. Just
yeah.
Just real quick.
Red car.
Red car.
Yeah.
I love the guy's dyed hair. I was like, bro, did you finish your dye job? It was like he got started and just like, yeah, maybe I'll get back to it. It's like, what the fuck? It looks like a giant bird shit on your head.
It does.
It's terrible. But yeah, Jennifer doesn't react the way Ricky was hoping after he just brutally murders her ex-boyfriend. And so he kills her by choking her out.
It was the most cartoonish reaction. She goes, "Uh-oh," boom, and he
Yeah,
goes to like the
yes!
boom,
Uh-oh.
and take off running.
But his face while he's choking her out.
Her face?
Yeah. Oh,
her
yeah,
tongue
yeah, yeah.
keeps moving the whole
Oh,
time.
yeah.
They're like, wait, hold it.
He's like,
Hold the shot.
He's like,
Fucking
Yukon
cut away.
Cornelius licking the pickaxe.
Yeah. Nothing.
Silver and gold. Sorry.
Kicks
Peppermint.
off the best action sequence of the 80s.
Oh my god, it's so great. Oh yeah, I literally asked how did Chip die, and my note just says Chip gets electric, and then it's antenna choke because he literally rips the antenna off the car and chokes her out with it. I was like, oh shit, and yeah, Jennifer's
Then
dead.
Barney Fife shows up.
Yeah, and with his hat just like askew
I was
into
like,
the
dude.
side. I'm like, this.
That couldn't be more like obvious. I was like, okay.
He was taking a nap, and then he got a call. And he was like, oh, gotta go.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, he ends up shooting the cop with his own gun.
Because he's like, I know how to use this.
And then he grabs the gun. He's like, all right, time to go on a spree. So he walks down the street. He's, and then I just love it because the first shot you get is the dude carrying his garbage can.
No, it's not. It's the other guy. It's the guy that walks outside from his front porch. What's going on out here? And he just plugs him in the chest.
He's wearing,
Oh,
like, a
right.
football jersey or he's drinking a beer or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We
You
did get
have
one guy
sinned.
before. Yep.
Football is tomorrow.
But no, then we get the shot. It's like the close-up shot of a garbage can getting put out on the front curb. And he just comes in that face. He's like, garbage day. And boom. He's like, I love the guy who's just like, no. And you're
Listen, I just want to say something about this. Like of course, we've all seen the memes before. So seeing this in context doesn't help at all with the way the fuck. I don't like. Why was this the line and why was that the delivery? It's like I still love it. I'm glad it's a thing. I would hate for it not to be a thing. I just don't know who's like, this is how we're doing it.
because he's taking out the trash, Dan. He's taking out the trash. What trash that is? It's metaphorical. I don't know.
He's not naughty though. He's doing his chores.
I don't, dude. Even
Yeah.
Billy in the last one was just fucking killing random people at times too. I'm like, why? Like he was just
yeah.
killing people. There was no naughty and nice. He just fucking killed people.
I just imagine that guy like 5 seconds before he's like in the house, like just chilling, watching some TV, and his wife's like, honey, put the trash out. It's trash day. I gotta put the trash. Oh, fine, whatever, fucking bitch. And he gets plugged. It's like karma for you, sir.
No, Billy just wanted to be able to twirl his gun and blow it out.
Yeah, it's
There
true.
you go.
With Billy or Ricky?
Ricky.
Or Ricky.
Okay.
Not Billy. Ricky.
I get him confused. Too.
Sorry.
He
Dick
then
Dick
shoots a
Dick.
car that's just driving down the street, and he just yells, "Bingo!"
Dude, that was epic because that stunt person was like, I gotta move because that car
Yeah.
was coming right up.
Yeah,
You can see him.
it was
move. Yes.
barely misses him. So
Yeah.
good.
Bullshit, that.
And
the
then it
whole-
explodes for some reason.
Yes, it
All
was so
cars have to
awesome.
explode. If they flip upside down, they fall off a cliff. Explosions are a necessity. Okay,
Yes.
they've literally tested the fact
probably would
that.
have loved that explosion.
Oh
Just
yeah.
Shout out to Charlie if you're listening. That one was for you, buddy.
All I know is that they've tested the fact that if a car drives off a cliff, it's not just going to explode once it makes impact. That's not how it works. But
Same with
every
shooting a car's
movie,
gas tank.
yes, that's not how gas works.
Mythbusters.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but they had to bust the fact that like you shoot a air tank, it's not going to blow up. So like the end of Jaws was myth busted, and I was like, son of a bitch.
In my mind. It's
In
still
my mind,
there.
like, yeah,
Still
That's right.
legit.
That's
it's a magical tank.
It could happen.
Yeah.
It could
Yeah,
happen.
exactly. So you could just be like 1 in a million, and that was the one.
He happened
Exactly.
to have explosive charges on the boat. Jaws ate them before the tank. We just didn't see it happen. So the
Oh,
round
okay.
went through the tank, hit the explosives.
They were in his belly.
Yeah. He ate Quint. Quint had some sort of
Yeah.
explosive in his jacket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was his
Left.
like fail safe, and he didn't get a chance to activate it before he went down.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, I love the evil laugh he has the entire time he's going on this rampage. He's
loved it.
literally doing like a generic like bad guy laugh. I'm like, what is
So good.
happening? He's got no more bullets. So he ends up
Dude.
getting arrested.
All those cops had me tripping. Don't do it, man. It's not worth it, dude. Like every generic phrase for somebody like, think about your life or something. I don't know. I was like, okay. Like they had to get like 5 of them. You do it, you do it, you do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I do want to give this movie props for one thing. Barring that is the correct 6-shot cylinder, there was exactly 6 shots fired.
That's what I was getting. I was like,
Wow.
dude, that was good. Yeah.
There was continuity
no.
in this movie?
No shit. I was like, I was
Wow.
not. I was expecting
That's
just like
wild.
machine gunning people.
I was just waiting for somebody off to the side, like some neighbor would be like, just do it.
Do it, you fucking pussy.
Oh man. So where am I? Oh yeah, so he got arrested. And then we're back with him and the doctor, but then you find out the doctor's dead. And he escapes. And the first person he takes out is that fucking orderly. He was eye-fucking the whole beginning of that scene.
He just breaks himself out. He's just like, boop, right out the door.
Yeah,
Alright,
Like,
see you
I'm
later.
he escaped.
And his whole thing is he's got to go find Mother Superior. He's gonna
'Cause he does say
seek
that. He's like-
revenge.
He's like, you think you think you know who caused all this, but we all know who's to blame.
Yep.
Of course,
Superior.
her. So you can't just abuse people, dude. It's not how that works.
Yeah, the whole time I was watching
more
this-
than abuse.
Yeah, the whole time I was watching this, because I hadn't seen the first one, I was like, man, this was just like a big old, like, don't spank your kids thing. This might happen to your kid.
Well, I mean, as long as I guess you're not like constantly physically and mentally abusing your
yeah.
children, you're probably just don't want to do that. That seems a bit extreme. Don't tie them to
exactly.
like beds and like waterboard
Dude.
them or whatever they did.
Oh, when they tie him to the bed, I was like, what the fuck?
I know.
Yeah.
I was like nothing that this kid has done has indicated he is dangerous, or like it's just Mother Superior going, I don't want to fucking deal with this kid, so she just ties him to the
Yeah.
bed. It's like it
Just
seems like
keep him
you're
away
the problem, Mother Superior.
Yeah, you know what his childhood was, or his like why he's there. Just keep him the fuck away from Santa stuff. It's
But
that
she
simple.
doesn't believe it.
No, yeah.
Right.
How do you not believe what happened?
Well, there was like, yeah, because there was literally when Sister Margaret's talking to her, she's like, well, he did watch his parents get killed by a guy dressed in a Santa outfit. She's like, it's been a while. He should get over it. And I went, what?
Right?
I don't think that's how
Yeah.
that works.
you got shot 16 times. Walk it off, bitch. That was 2
Loomis.
weeks ago.
Loomis breaks in. I shot him 16 times, Sheriff. 16 times. Yeah, he's got 2 of them. Still doesn't have enough, though. He's got to whip out another one. I
Yeah.
only have 12 in it.
No, he pulls it from his boot. He's gonna pull it from his
Oh,
boot.
God.
Gotta always have the boot gun.
Anytime, somebody takes too many shots, you just got to imagine Loomis is just there. He's always there. I shot him 6 times, Sheriff.
Yep. Always.
Oh my God. I can never get that scene from Halloween 2 out of my head where it's just like, it's not even up close. It's like you're following Michael down the freaking alleyway and like Loomis is in the, you just hear him in the distance.
Yep.
Just, he says it like 6 times. Like, shut up.
We got it, dude.
Oh, so yeah, Santa's back. He calls Mother Superior pretty much being like, you're going to die. Also, why is Mother Superior's face? Why does she look like Two-Face? What's going on?
Yeah.
She had a stroke. She didn't like get
I don't think that's how
chemicals.
strokes work. I don't think your
Yeah.
face
No.
turns into like
That's-
she looked like she got like dipped in acid. It's just
Yeah.
That's
melting.
leprosy, brother. That's leprosy.
Yeah.
She read the wrong verse in the Bible. Son of a bitch. Just leprosy for you,
Boil.
sister.
Shunned.
Wasn't it boils and stuff? One of the curses.
Yeah, this is yeah.
Oils and swords, yeah.
Maybe she was reading out
I'm
the
sure- I
Necronomicon.
mean, you know, she deserved it. No, I'm just like-
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
she
probably. You
deserved
don't treat fucking people that way. That's shit.
No.
I mean, I gotta say though, I am impressed with her wheelchair maneuverability in this
Ooh.
like
Good.
tight quartered house. Like, and she also tumbles down the stairs and it's just like cracks her
And
neck.
doesn't
She's like,
die.
I'm good. You're like, what? Why are you
I
in
was-
the wheelchair?
I thought like Ricky was gonna be pissed because by all movie logic, falling down that stairs, she should have died.
Oh well,
Right.
yeah, 100%.
I thought he was gonna be like pissed because he didn't get to kill her like that. Blah, 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 blah. And the cops were to come in like blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I was a little.
Man.
Did anybody notice her house number?
666.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mark of the Beast.
I saw
dude.
that. I was like, no way.
That's why she's got.
I wonder if that was
things
on
like that.
purpose.
She
Yeah.
lives in a cursed house.
Why would she voluntarily live there?
That's what I thought. Yeah, I was like, there's
Not
no way. She's
rename-
like, I'm moving.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not like 664 or 668. She could like. There's probably like 664 or 6610. She could have shifted it to 668, and everything would have been fine.
There's so many people that I've rang up when I worked retail that
Yeah.
they would buy something else because their total was 666.
Yeah, it's so funny though, because like she has the wheelchair upstairs and then she takes the tumble and then immediately gets into another wheelchair. It's like she's just strategically has these things all over her house. But the fact that she's able to just get up and crawl into the other one without like the fact that you just fell down these huge flight of stairs. But she's fine.
I'm fine.
Bouncing off the
I'll walk
banister
it off.
and the fucking wall, just concussions. Can't break my legs. I can't
power.
feel them already.
That's the power of the Lord, brother.
I don't think the Lord is on her side, especially with that
Yeah.
face. Jesus.
Oh man, when she was running in the wheelchair, I was like, how is she gonna get downstairs? I was like, does she have one of those cool little chairs like in Gremlins?
That's what I thought.
I thought she
Well, Gremlins?
did
Yeah.
because
And she did,
there was
but she didn't make it.
No.
there was like an empty wheelchair at the top of the stairs
yeah,
when
yeah.
he was walking up. I was like,
Yeah.
does she have one of those chairs?
What's their headdress called? What's that?
I can't
Do you
remember
know?
what it's called.
I don't know.
Okay, well whatever their headwear is. Like, what if she just like had like a small like foldable
habit. I think
What?
is what it's called. Habit.
habit? What if she, like in her habit? Like, what if she had like a small foldable like wheelchair like on her back? She like
She just-
deploy in a moment. So
It's like when you're playing a video game and there's nothing on, you don't have
No.
anything on your back, but somehow your character is able to whip out this massive item, and you're like, "Huh, where did that come from?" But that's her. She just whips it out, and it's just a full size. She's just
That was
whoosh.
wrong.
It's like
You
that. Have you
find
ever seen
out-
that Jason Momoa meme of him walking up? He's like going to a soccer game, and he's got one of those like fold up chairs.
Oh
And he
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
unfolds
yeah,
it with
yeah,
one
yeah.
hand. That's her with a
But-
wheelchair. Whoosh.
what? Hold on. Yes, I agree. What sisters is that? Is that Catholicism?
Mhm.
He says yes. Okay. What if Catholicism's the Vatican, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're asking all the complicated
No.
questions. Ask easy ones.
What if she's like the Iscariot organization from Helsing? So she's like nun Batman, and she's got like her utility
Oh, yeah.
wimple.
Hell yeah.
there you
She's
go.
like the older Batman from Batman Beyond.
Yes, that's why she's all fucked up
He's
and
just-
mean because
Yeah,
like
he's
she's
just the
been
man
broken down
behind the
by
chair.
life.
Sister Margaret is actually the current. Current
Yes,
one,
yeah.
but she's
So
just-
she's
yeah.
like Oracle.
I like that.
There you go.
And well, so does that
Utility
make
wimple.
Billy the Joker?
Yes. They made the Joker.
That's right.
You made me this way.
Oh Lord! So yeah,
One
we
bad day, right?
Yeah.
So anyway,
Oh, yeah.
falls down the stairs.
Yep. And we get the whole fight where she's able to like dodge all of his attacks. I'm like, this woman is nimble as hell.
She was talking
kicks
straight
ass for the
smack
Lord,
with that
dude.
knife, man. Like, I dare you.
Yeah.
You know.
And he's just over there with his wild fucking eyebrows and I'll
What
get
does he
you.
say?
He
he
just
say
keeps
when
saying he
he
says
yeah.
naughty a lot. I didn't write down what he said,
Not
Yeah.
but it's just he pretty much how he has to punish her.
Yeah.
And he's about to chop her head off, and he gets blasted.
Oh, he does.
Oh, he
Yeah.
does chop her head off.
Oh, she
We don't
yes,
know yet.
Oh,
We don't know.
right. You just see him swing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The cops come
Oh,
in.
the
They
other-
shoot him.
The other nun.
Yeah, Sister Margaret comes. She like trips over something and falls and lands like right in front of.
Well, no,
Mother
because she said they're trying to
Superior's
talk to her because she's sitting at the table.
He
And they
put her
think
head
she's
back on or
fine.
something.
Yeah, he's like, she's fine.
There's like no blood for some reason.
Yeah, she did.
Just, and then when she gets close, the head falls off,
Yeah.
She touches her
Oh.
shoulder.
and that's when
And
he
then
says
he's-
no.
He's behind them with the
Duh.
Oh right.
and then bam.
Yep. Then he gets shot a bunch, and then they play it off like he's dead, but then he's not because they show him and he's smiling with that creepy ass smile again.
Yep.
Oh,
He just
Well, she's-
flexed and caught
there's
all
like
those
some-
muscles in his pecs.
Yeah, like there's some epiphany moment, like the other sister starts talking about and like realizes something that happened, and then it like cuts to like Ricky like eyes opening back up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Sister Margaret screams because she falls on the floor and the head is like right there staring at her.
Well, there's one after.
Oh,
I thought.
yeah.
Maybe that's it. Okay, sorry, because I thought there was something after, and I maybe we're misremembering.
Because that's what causes her to scream, and then when she screams is when they show Ricky and he opens his eyes and smiles, and you're like, "Oh, we're getting a sequel."
Sequel bait.
But yeah, that's it. That is the plot of Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2.
All right, Paul. So I think it's time we, made a trailer.
Do we have to?
Like, people keep asking, so we're gonna deliver.
Well, what are we supposed to do in this damn trailer?
We're just gonna talk about shit we do here. We theme our months, right? Like, what do we?
I mean, I know we've done stuff like musicals and animation month and creature features, all sorts of stuff, but is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's something kind of like that. That I'm probably gonna sit there and tell people, we're on all social medias. We're on the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and it's all under Flicks and Friends podcast.
Yeah, I guess so. If they're not tired of hearing that by now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that'll work. Should we press record?
Yeah, let's press record right now.
Now it's time to go around the room and share our final thoughts on this movie. Mickey, why don't you kick it off?
Look, like I said, the fact that I hadn't watched Silent Night, Deadly Night helped me, I think, because I didn't have to. I was sitting through a recap that I hadn't seen. So for me, this is like kind of cool. And then I got like a lot of, like, again, I said it was like a dark comedy almost, where I was laughing at these really brutal moments.
Yes.
And these dark moments. But I couldn't help because they were so over the top and ham-fist and corny and campy. It was good. And this guy's acting was so bad it was good, as we said. There's just so many cool little gags and interesting kills. And I couldn't help but be in awe, because I love bad movies anyway, to start with. And this was just kind of endearing to me by the end. And I was like, you know what? I'm probably going to like this more than most people. So, yeah, not bad.
All right. Angela, this is your pick. What'd you think?
It's a fun watch. Would I watch it again? Probably not. Do I regret picking it? No, because it was fun.
We got part 3 to look forward to next year.
I mean, I only picked it because of Garbage Day. But
Dan?
As a connoisseur of some shitty movies, as we've illustrated in the past, I think this movie is outside of the heavy flashback use, but I haven't seen the first one enough. It's been a year since I've watched it, so it's kind of a little bit of a refresher. So I didn't mind it as much, though I still don't like it because I've illustrated my point in previous other films and stuff that we've had like stock footage and shit like that. I hate it. Oh, it don't flashback. It's just trying to fucking pad the movie out. Anyway, I love how ridiculous. Whatever his name is, Freeman. I can't remember his fucking first name. Eric Freeman. Absolutely adore how shitty, like over the top and ridiculous his performance is. I would watch this movie again gladly. Just skip past the fucking flashback part. Like get back and just like watch the last 40 minutes, 50 minutes. I'd watch the shit out of it. Like it's bad. It like the writing's fucking weird. His deliveries are ridiculous and bombastic, but that makes the movie for me. Tonally, way fucking different than the first movie. Where the first movie is trying to take itself seriously, this one is, I don't know. It's like
a parody. It's like a parody of the first one.
Yeah, and like it's not even like ultimately like his journey isn't as cool as his brother is in the first one, because it's this dude that's just broken down and beaten down and really a product of how he was raised. It's not, nothing is really his fault leading up to that point. He just was dealt a fucking bad hand. And this is just like his not even as cool. It's just like they try to do similar things with it. It's like, no, dude, you're just like the shitty ass copycat. It's like nowhere near like the shit your brother had to deal with to some extent. And if it's not portrayed well, and like his kills, like he's got the umbrella one, which is cool, and of course Garbage Day. But like, unless you're doing something really cool with it, like gun kills are really hard to pull off and make them look super neat.
I think it's just more of the delivery. It's just more of his acting that made it worth it. Yeah. It's like, the gun kills are not interesting at all. But the fact, like the car battery kill is really good. I even like the fact that like he rips off the car antenna to choke this chick out in broad daylight. Like it's not even like it was like night. It was like, there's people around. There's got to be people around, right?
Yeah, like his brother spree was just so much more interesting.
Yeah.
And like, of course, you get the garbage day and all that shit leading up to it, but like everything else that Eric Freeman did, and that was just it's worth watching for that. Like nobody, I don't give a shit about anybody else in this fucking movie. Just him hamming it up makes this show.
I think what makes the first one more interesting is the way the kills happen and like the whole like them trying to catch him, and they keep getting like they see the guy crawl into the house. They think it's him, but it turns out to be the dad surprising the daughter.
Yep.
Like that was cool. Like the cops just keep getting played on where he is, even though he's just randomly killing people. He's like hiding in the woods. Like this one is just he snaps. He just snaps because his girlfriend lied about being a virgin and also wasn't cool with the fact that he just murdered her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, like I murdered somebody else's boyfriend. Why shouldn't she be cool with it? You probably should have stuck around with that lady.
Thanked me.
Yeah, she probably would have stuck around with you, dude. You probably would have been all right.
Oh my god. So yeah, this movie, if I wish there was a cut of this movie where they took out all the flashbacks and just had him talking to the doctor in the room, where it was just him telling the story. Like I'm just listening to like a video form of like a journal. Him just it's just them talking. I would have enjoyed that way more, just because of the facial acting and just the over the top acting from Eric Freeman. It was way more interesting than being like, hey, you want to see all the scenes from the first one? No, I don't. I saw the first one. I own the first one. I don't need to see it in this one. Now I own the first one twice because I own this one too. It's like, come on, man.
Well, it's like half of the first one. You get like 1.5. Right?
Whatever. Other than that, though, I agree, though. Once you get to the Ricky focused scenes, which is halfway through the movie, it's actually fun. It's not good. It's like Eric Freeman's acting is terrible, but it's so entertaining. As Angela was stating, his eyebrows do so much acting in this movie. And the way he delivers every single line, it's just so like no one talks like this. But he's like, fuck it, I'm going all the way. And he did. And I appreciate it, you know? I had, you know, it's fun, but I think the first one is a lot better. And I think this one really gets held down by the fact that we have to rewatch the first one, which is just my major complaint. It's like, it's just unnecessary. And I know why most people would probably get turned off by this movie. Also probably the bad acting too. But, you know, I was kind of just like, I think it was more endearing. The acting is like, it's bad, but I'm enjoying myself. The ending was kind of lackluster too. I liked the chase, but like the final bit was kind of just like, oh, okay, it's over.
Very predictable compared to the original. Like he just gets shot like his brother.
Yeah.
Yay.
Well, now that we've all talked about this movie, now it's time to go over to social media and see what you all had to say about Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. We're going to start over on Twitter. Our first comment is from BP over at the Let's Talk Horror channel. Says, how can we love a film where 70% of the movie is going over what happened on the first movie? Oh, yeah, because the other 30% is absolute horror B-movie gold. Garbage day!
It's true. It's true.
Our good friend Drew from the Real Feels podcast said 55-ish minutes of recap. It's more like 40, but it might feel like 55. And 30 minutes of actual movie, lol. But at least we got garbage day. You have to say it that way. It is not acceptable to say that line any other way.
Our children know that line. Have no idea what it's from. They just know garbage. Garbage day.
Over on Instagram, Captain Steve Coates of the Bucket of Chum podcast, he says, I know this movie is just a clip show of the first movie, but it's still a blast in a yearly watch. I said it's a blast, not that it's good. Garbage day.
Dude, this is, you know what this reminds me of? Like our general reaction, it's going to be for patrons because they have access to it. When we covered the Party at Horror Beach or the Horror at Party Beach.
Mhm.
That's what this reminds me of. Like, not like exactly, but it's that, like, where the acting's shitty, the movie's not really good, but it's just somehow endearing and entertaining to watch.
Like-
Some of it.
like you got to take these hot dog mouthed creatures seriously, and you're like, okay.
That are like a weak to what, just pure sodium or whatever. Like, they're just showing like plates of sodium. Like, here, have this. It's exploding.
And Dewey Podmonster says we'll be covering this one next month too. Garbage Day comes twice. Garbage Day. They actually covered the first one around the same time we covered the first one, so I feel like it's a tradition now, you know. That's it. So yeah, those are all the comments for this movie. Thank you so much for leaving your comments. You make sure to follow us on all the social media apps at Dissect That Film, or Instagram and Threads is Dissect That Film Pod, or you could just go to our link tree and get all the links there. Because we want to hear your thoughts. We want to see your thoughts. We want to read them. You know, that's what I meant to say. I want to read your thoughts on the movies that we're talking about because it's fun. We get comments that are all over the place, and it's always fun to see people who love the movie or hate the movie or however. We don't care. We're not going to judge. All right. Well, next week we're talking about another holiday favorite, and I did a little switcheroo. I did pick one movie, and then I decided, oh, wait, this movie I think needs to be talked about. It's got a big milestone coming up. Dan loves these.
Oh, you know it.
Next week, we're going to be talking about 1994's The Santa Claus.
Oh.
Starring Tim Allen. I literally came home one day. My kids were watching it like a couple days ago, and I'm like, we really need to talk about this movie. Like, it's just, there's a lot to be said compared to the movie I originally picked. But I'm going to be talking about that on another show. So I'll be talking.
What was it? I don't even remember what you picked.
Christmas, Bloody Christmas.
Oh, that's right.
But I was also looking at it as like, we already talked about a Friday the 13th movie this month, and then we're talking about this. It's like, that's 3 slashers in a row. And we gotta have some variety. So we had Santa Claus is coming to town at the beginning of the month. We'll have the Santa Claus at the end. It's like 2 like lighthearted family movies. And then the middle is just bloody slasher goodness. Yeah.
As it should be.
So yeah, we might have some guests for that episode. I'm hoping. I won't say who it is or who we're thinking of, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's a favorite of mine, so it's gonna be fun to kind of break it down more than I've ever done before. All right, Mickey, thank you so much for being here. This was an absolute blast. Thank you for
thank you, sir,
for picking this movie to cover.
Oh yeah.
You getting to discover the wonders that is Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. I do recommend, though, go back and watch the first one in its entirety, because it is actually a very well done slasher, and everybody hated it when it came out. And it was also bogged down by like everything that came out in 1984.
Yes, that's fair.
But where can everybody find you? What do you got going on? So you got the Nerd Initiative. What do you got going on over there?
Every Wednesday, comic book reviews at nerdinitiative.com. We drop video reviews on like YouTube, TikTok, everywhere, all the social media platforms. And then on Mondays, we have Play for Keeps at 8:00, where we just we'll pick a toy or collectible topic, and we'll go with the history and maybe its effect on, how it relates to our history, how it relates to pop culture history and stuff like that.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll have links for that down in the description, because if you're interested in any of that stuff, definitely go check it out. There's I know that there's a couple podcasts out there that are part of Nerd Initiative that do like the comic book reviews. I know like Joey from So Wizard does a lot of comic reviews for you guys over there. And I think there's a few others I can't remember at the top of my head right now, but yeah, there's a lot going on over at Nerd Initiative. So if you are a nerd and you like all that nerdy stuff, you will love a Nerd Initiative. And you also get to hear Mickey's like beautiful voice, so you can't go wrong with that. Also, you're a co-host of the best B Action podcast on the planet, which is B Action, with our good friend Charlie from Give Me Back My Action Horror, and Dustin from the Flicks and Friends podcast, the Baron's Hideout podcast. Holy shit, man, this dude does too much. And B Action, of course. So This will be out towards the end of December, so I'm guaranteed. Do you know what you guys are going to be talking about at that time?
I know Arena's coming out probably in a couple weeks. Well, I guess it'll come out about the same time as this, maybe a little before. And then I think your episode is going to be around that time. Little Hogan Shadow Warriors 2 going on.
More Hulk Hogan.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh, God. Oh man, it's a great show. If you are a sucker for B action movies that just don't get any love at all because they're in that B action category, seriously check out this podcast. It'll literally make you want to watch every movie that they talk about. Even the ones they may not like, you're still going to want to check them out. I've checked out a bunch of them already. The funniest thing is that the one movie that you guys have talked about on the show that I actually own is one of the ones that you guys all collectively didn't like, which was Wanted Dead or Alive. I own that on VHS.
I liked it, but it was just, I don't know. There's something about it. It was still a pretty good movie, though, overall.
I think you were the only one who actually had.
Yeah. I was hyping it up as best I could.
More positives. But yeah, links for B Action will be down there as well. You got anything else going on?
Nah, man. Just cell phone wallet keys on all social media. If you want to check me out there.
Oh yeah. Yes. So everything Mickey is associated with will be down in the description. All the links. Make sure to check all that stuff out. As for us, you can find us on all the social medias, as I stated, at Dissect That Film or Dissect That Film Pod. We are on Patreon, where you can financially support us and get some extra goodies if you would like. We do have a monster show that, to be honest, may not even be on the Patreon very soon. It might just be free for everybody forever. But yeah, currently we have on Patreon, we have a $1 and $3 tier. You can support us there. Kind of just help us pay for some of the things that we have to use to podcast, which is cool. We appreciate you. December, we're from the Monster Zone. We are talking about Space Amoeba. What year did that come out?
Hell yes. Fuck, you had to ask me that.
Sometime.
This is the one I don't know. I love this movie. 1970.
Sounds about right.
I think it's 1970.
Sounds about right. Yeah. And also you'll get episode 3 and 4 of the Godzilla the series coverage that we're doing. That's we already November we already covered the first 2 episodes. It was a lot of fun, so it's going to be fun to give you guys the next 2 because Godzilla the series needs to be checked out. If you were a fan of Godzilla 98, or even if you weren't a fan of Godzilla 98, I seriously check out the Godzilla the series because they really do improve on what Godzilla 98 lacked.
Yes.
I think that's it. I don't know what else to say here other than thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you so much for listening to the show. Actually, I do have one more thing before we go. I have to thank our wonderful patrons.
Be good. Santa's watching you while you sleep.
Oh no. Oh no! There's only a couple more episodes. We only got a couple more episodes left of. The Santa Claus will technically be our final episode of 2024. So it's pretty insane. Season 2 is coming to an end, and then we got some work to do to get you guys season 3. But yeah, lastly, I want to thank our wonderful patrons. We have Billy Joseph Jr., Andrew Schoening, Corey Morissette, Daniel Collins, Jason, Dustin from the Flicks and Friends podcast, Dan and Angela from DNA Gaming, Anna Presley, Doom Generation, Eric Stein, Robert Stewart, Rudy5453, JGM, Movie Fanatic, Paul Jansen, Dennis, Charles, Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast, and Official Joey C. Thank you all for supporting us on Patreon. Thank you for supporting us, period. Just listening to the show, sharing the show, all that fun stuff. I'm probably forgetting something, but you know what? Who cares? Just this episode will be out probably close to Christmas, so have a happy holidays, have a Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. We hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and we'll see
all the good stuff.
Yes, hope you get all the good stuff. And until next time, I am Brett Parker. That is Dan Angel of DNA Gaming, and that is Mickey from all the things, from B Action, Cell Phone Wallet Keys, and the Nerd Initiative. We'll see y'all again next time. Ho, ho, ho. It's garbage day.